Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we've got ourselves another random bucket of dinosaurs. This I actually found at TJ Maxx, and I thought it looked kind of fun. Maybe we'll have to wait and see. Interestingly enough, here on the front, it looks like whoever created this bucket is a big fan of Schleich, because we have their Styracosaurus, Apatosaurus, Therizinosaurus. Boy, we even have the Brachiosaurus over here. What do we have over here? Oh, the Giga's hiding up here. So yeah, lots of Schleich all over this bucket. You can actually also see here on the back that it is $9.99 for this bucket. So if you are interested, go to TJ Maxx, grab it, and maybe add some dinos to your collection. But I'm going to go ahead and open this, and then we'll see what we have inside. So bringing it in and kind of dumping some of this stuff out. Push everything off to the side, and also I apologize if you happen to see any little flies in here. I left the door open to my room here, my collection room in the basement the other day, and somehow a whole bunch of gnats ended up in here, and I cannot get rid of them, so you may see one flying through, and I apologize in advance if that happens. But as far as the contents go, we have a very interesting rock formation here. It's very thin and made of plastic, but I guess something fun to have in the set. You also have kind of like a weird sort of like gate, maybe, I guess, that's supposed to go into like a wall, but there's no real wall for it to go into, so interesting enough. And then we also have this little something or other. It's like a rocky formation, and then we kind of have like almost like a road or something that goes through. I mean, maybe we can put something on it? I don't know. I guess we'll have to wait and see what else we have in here. There are also some other random rocks, but these guys are like super smoothed out, so they don't really look very good at all. They look incredibly cheap. There's also another one back here. There are also a few more of these rocks. I guess you want to call them more like space rocks. This is something I would expect to see in like a Star Trek episode or something in here. There are some more. Almost looks like the future of SpongeBob, where everything's chrome. So we also actually have some trees in here, and the trees are actually kind of nice. You've got some really cool looking sort of like palm trees, and again, the actual fine detail and everything of them pretty much non-existent, but they look cool from afar. They could definitely be fun to use in like a diorama of some kind. We also have this one as well, which looks to be, I think, the same tree as the other one. Yeah, it definitely looks like the same tree. And there's also this random little plant, and I don't know if like that's what I'm supposed to put in the ground back there, but this little plant is included. So now that we have all of that out of the way, as far as the actual dinosaurs that we have in here, first of all, we have a Triceratops, and the Triceratops is actually pretty darn nice looking for what it is. Again, when it comes to like one of these cheap buckets like this, that's not a half bad Triceratops. The one thing I am thinking about, though, is what figures in here are going to be bootlegs, so I'm sort of looking at them from that standpoint, and I don't see any immediate similarities between this and any other Triceratops figures that I know of, but that's not to say that it's not a bootleg. Maybe I just don't know which figure it is bootlegged from, but as you can see, detail wise, not half bad. Of course, you get really cheap paintwork, not really much in the way of that, but the sculpt of the Triceratops overall is fairly decent, and this one could be a fun figure to repaint. We also have a Spinosaurus in here. Now again, just like with the other one, I'm not entirely sure if this is an original figure or what. It kind of doesn't really look like any Spinos that I know of for sure. It's got a really bright green with like a yellowish sort of brown up there in the sail. My camera does not like green, so I guess I can't get this one too close. The detail on this one isn't quite as nice as the Triceratops, but it's okay. And again, is a pretty decent like 90s. Oh boy, it's got all kinds of stuff over here. I don't know what that is. Glue, it looks like, that maybe leaked out. So it's got a little bit of a leakage issue there, but it has like a, that 90s style of a Spinosaurus, which is pretty fun. Almost a little Jurassic Park 3-ish, but not really at the same time. So that guy's pretty cool. All right, this one's definitely a bootleg if you ask me. It looks like a bootleg of the Safari LTD Marigaya, and I would say that it's probably what this is. I can't say absolutely, but it definitely has a very strong similarity to that figure, and even the pose and everything looks very much so like that figure. Not really much, again, in the way of paintwork or anything on this one. It's just blue with a kind of like a white underbelly. That one is probably the worst one we've seen so far. Then we've got this little guy, And I don't know exactly what we were going for with this one, but it's interesting nonetheless. This one has super generic fine detail though, which you can see. Not as nice as the others when it comes to the actual sculpt. It also has an incredibly short tail, so it looks super, super awkward as far as that goes. But again, it seems like we kind of declined in quality here briefly. We do also have this, and I'm going to go ahead and say that this one might be a knockoff of the Safari Ltd Brachiosaurus, but I'm not positive. Has the same sort of pose, but a lot of the rest of the figure kind of looks a little bit different. Again, the detail, not all that impressive overall. It's fairly generic, but it could be a fun one to repaint. I think you could get a decent looking figure out of this one if you actually painted it. We only have a purple and then like a white here for the underbelly on this one, and of course they all have little black spots for the eyes, but not really much in the way of effort applied to the paintwork of the eyes of any of these. There is also a smaller Triceratops, which we can see. And again, I'm not entirely sure if this one is derived from some other figure, but it doesn't really look like it. Almost has like the Jurassic Park sort of osteoderms all throughout the body of this one. But the figure as a whole isn't as nice as the first Triceratops we had seen. It's also an orange color with, again, that light underbelly, and then that's it, just black eyes outside of that. We do also have a Brachiosaurus. Now, this Brachiosaurus is absolutely a knockoff of the Schleich Brachiosaurus, and I was starting to wonder if we'd get any Schleich bootlegs here. It seemed like so far we were only getting Safari Ltd bootlegs, but that, again, definitely a Schleich knockoff with this Brachiosaurus, so nothing really to say about this one. We basically have like a yellowish sort of a tone, like a yellowish green, and then you have like a dark greenish sort of tone moving over the top. It's not really a great figure, especially because it is a bootleg. We do also have a Parasaurolophus. The Parasaurolophus looks super awkward, but does at least have some okay detail to it. It's not great by any means, but it's not the worst figure in this set. Kind of a short, awkward-looking tail, and we have that older sort of tripod pose. So a vintage sort of a look for that one, but basically just a blue with a black over the back, and then I knocked the Triceratops over, and that leaves us with two. So first of all, we have a Stegosaurus, and the Stegosaurus actually looks pretty decent. Again, I don't know exactly what this one is from. It almost maybe looks a little like the Favorite Co. Stegosaurus from a ways back, but it's got some pretty decent fine detail. It does have a nice greenish tone, and then a yellow for the lower part, kind of similar to the Brachiosaurus, sort of, and not really. The green is a bit different, but again, the Stego is actually quite nice. This one could definitely make a really fun repaint for sure. And the final figure we have is a Tyrannosaurus Rex, and again, I don't know for sure if this one is, but it sort of looks like a figure I've seen before. But regardless, it absolutely has a really cool 90s vibe to it, and some decent detail to this one as well. I am pleased to see, again, some figures in this one that I haven't really seen before, or at the very least I don't see often. So, you know, a lot of these buckets like are just always filled with tons of figures that I see all the time. So this one's a little bit of a breath of fresh air. Even if the figures aren't really that great in it, at least it does have some different figures, you know, from what I'm used to when it comes to these buckets. And now I'm knocking everything over. But there, oh, actually, there's one more piece way over here. We've got another one of these in here, which this one looks a little bit better than the other one. But now the Parasaurolophus is falling. Oh my goodness, now I knocked the tree over. So there we go. Whoop. This one? Oh yeah, that's supposed to be that way. So we have everything from inside this bucket right here before us, and as you can see, it is by no means a great bucket, but I've definitely seen worse. I'm not really going to do much as far as like sizes or anything. I just wanted to kind of do an unboxing to show this one to you. If you are interested, head to your local TJ Maxx, because that's where I found this one. Grab it from there if you want it, and like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.